Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the group chat. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Yasmeen, the Welfare and International Officer, and I'm joined by Carol and Ayman.
Yep, I'm Carol, the Democracy Operations and Community Officer.
And I'm Ayman, the Education Officer.
So this week has been quite a busy week. We've had a couple policy zones, quite a lot going on in those. So hopefully quite a lot to update you guys on. So over the next 30 minutes, we're going to try to make sense of the week, picking up some questions that need answering, highlighting events coming up over the next week, and introducing you to Drama Soc. So on today's show, we've got weekly news roundup, including No Detriment news, your priorities for the new Provost, including fee refunds and mental health support. Drama Soc will be talking about their new show launching tonight, and we'll wrap up with 5 things happening over the next week that you should know about. A very big thanks to Film Soc for producing the show. We forgot to give them a shout out last week. We're feeling very guilty right now. So yeah, big thanks to Film Soc. So first thing today is your weekly update from Carol. So over to you, Carol.
Yes, so I'm going to try and give you all a quick rundown of the main things that have happened this week. So it's been a lot, so hopefully I'll be able to cover it in a few minutes. So the first thing is that UCL have confirmed that a No Detriment package will be developed. Previously, they've said that they'll be reviewing last year's policy, so this news is welcomed and it shows that there will be something for students this year. In their latest update, they've also given more details on their previously announced principles for assessment support, including enhanced extenuating circumstances procedures, and links to more of that information went out in yesterday's newsletter. So if you want to find out more, just click through the links in that. And then Ayman, do you have anything to add to this?
I think I can speak for hours about this, but yeah, there's a lot more to come, is all I have to say. We're not done yet. There's a lot of work that's going on behind the scenes. So yeah, as I said, it's easier said than done, but just hold tight until there's more news.
Brilliant. And then the next piece of big news, which is something that no one wanted to hear, and that was the confirmation from the UK government yesterday that the lockdown in England will continue and face-to-face teaching will not return until at least the 8th of March. But there was confirmation that universities will be the first to fully return as soon as the public health picture allows it. Nothing's kind of come out from UCL yet about kind of any changes to their 22nd of February date for kind of looking at increased face-to-face. That will change, and I think kind of UCL are now currently kind of looking at kind of what it will be, whether they say the 8th of March or later, because looking at the dates, the 8th of March comes just 3 weeks after or before the end of term 2. So they're probably kind of looking at that, considering kind of all of the options open to them. And also kind of who knows with kind of how things currently go, is the 8th of March reasonable for face-to-face to kind of start to continue again? Well, if it's not already continuing for certain courses. Yeah, lots of uncertainty, but kind of unfortunately we're still in this predominantly digital world for until at least March, and then it'll be a year since we all started, and that's very scary. Very weird. And now on to something a lot better and actually good news for a change, is that UCL have announced £110,000 bursaries to support students from lower income families to progress onto postgraduate study. So that £10,000. God, I need to get this right. This £10,000 can be used to cover fees, and any leftover can go on to maintenance costs. But it's really up to the kind of people that get those bursaries how to spend it. And this is really fantastic news, and should really help diversify the postgraduate intake at UCL. It's £1 million in total, and Jim, our postgraduate students officer, has been involved in the making that happen. So nice one, Jim, and well done. So finally, do you fancy doing my job next year? Doing these weekly updates, overseeing democracy as it happens at UCL, or the Students' Union. Well, the leadership race is starting very soon. And again, there were links in the newsletter, and we're going to be talking about the leadership race a lot more starting on Monday. And those are what's happened this week. And now we're going on to our Q&A. So each week we run a Instagram Q&A every Wednesday afternoon, and we get so many questions and we answer all of them. Not all the answers go onto our story, but we do make sure that whoever submits a question, we do kind of reply to them in a private message. So if you're not on Instagram, we kind of pick out 3 kind of important questions to answer each week, and we've got 3 today. So the first one is, how is No Detriment progressing? Over to you, Ayman.
Thanks, Carol. Wow, I really didn't expect to see this question here. So, there's been lots of questions about the No Detriment policy. We know it's causing quite a lot of anxiety at the moment. The simple answer is that it is coming. UCL has confirmed this officially now. I know, myself and Jim, we've been saying this for weeks, but it's good to kind of hear it from the source. UCL now have confirmed that it's coming. It's the first kind of concrete confirmation we've had from UCL. So that's a good start. We've been working these past few weeks. We've been working on the sort of package, I guess. So other things related to it. So things like ECs, as well as other kind of mitigations. So in this week's announcement, there was a bit about how ECs are going to look this year. So the main thing to take away from this week's announcement was that undergraduate students are going to get an extra 14 days of self-certified mitigations. If you're a postgrad student, meaning that you've got an extra term here at UCL, you're going to get an extra 2 lots of 14 days. So overall, you're going to get about a month's worth extra of self-certified days of mitigation. I've said this a million times before, but we're not done yet. There's a lot of other kind of EC-related mitigations which are in the pipeline. Right now, we're trying to sort out extensions for dissertation. We're also trying to sort out giving students the option to delay some of their credits to the late summer assessment period without any questions asked. And that will help sort of reduce the workload and the pressure at one point during the exam season. In terms of the actual no detriment policy, the safety net, we've been basically working on the ECs up until now. So now is when it gets really interesting. We're actually starting to write the no detriment policy on Tuesday. There's been a lot of proposals flying around over the past few weeks, but nothing's been decided. We haven't given much thought yet to the policy itself. We've basically been working on the other kind of mitigations that will surround the no detriment policy. So Tuesday is when we're really going to get a feel for what's going to happen this year. As always, Jim and we're going to be championing the student point of view, making sure that everything that UCL does accounts for your mental well-being, accounts for your ability to progress and do as well as you would have always done. It just takes the student point of view into account and makes it the core of the policy. So Tuesday's a big day for us. We're gearing up, ready to kind of just make sure we get the best possible thing for you. It's an interesting one because we've got EACP, and then it's got to pass through Education Committee. And I don't want to bore you with governance, but basically there's a lot of stages which these proposals need to pass through. There's votes, you need to have a consensus, and so it's a tricky one, and we'll be updating you as we always have been through all the channels. But yeah, Tuesday is a big day. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed all around, Ayman. Thank you for that very extensive explanation about what's
Absolutely,
happening with No Detriment. And then the next question was, is there any way we can ask for mental health and academic advice anonymously? Yasmeen, would you have to start us off?
Yeah, so this is a really important question, and we know that lots of you are struggling right now. So there are some resources and support that you can access anonymously. But if you were to come to either our advice service or UCL Student Support and Wellbeing, they would need to be aware of the impact of personal circumstances to ensure that they offered relevant, appropriate advice. So we can give general information and direct you to resources on an anonymous basis, such as on our website. But if you want to ask about something more specific, we'd need to know some of the details. We just want to make clear, though, that all our advisors, including those at UCL, are professionals who ensure the utmost confidentiality and make sure that information you share doesn't get shared without your permission. So when we say that it's confidential, we mean the only 2 people to know about your case are you and your advisor. So it is 100% private. We can't give advice anonymously because we want to protect your well-being and safety and make sure that you get tailored advice. If we offer advice without knowing the situation, then it could lead us to kind of maybe give incorrect or inaccurate or dangerous advice. So from a mental health standpoint, it's also about being able to recognize any concerning behaviors or situations where you may be at risk, so we can then understand which support services would be best for you. There are anonymous services like Samaritans, Nightline, and Care First if you are looking for somewhere to talk. And with the academic side, background is also important. So you might want advice about interrupting your studies, but depending on your course, your stage of study, level of study, or if there have been previous interruptions, the advice can be different. That was a very long answer, I know, but I hope it covers it. And we just really want to encourage you to reach out if you need help. So that's you can reach out to our advice service if you need help with anything, or also go to UCL Student Support and Wellbeing.
Brilliant. Yeah, thank you, Yasmeen. And the final question, which I'll try and tackle in just a few sentences, is the fee reduction campaign taken into account postgrads? And very simply, yes. Here at the Students' Union, we are kind of getting involved in a lot of national campaigns, and there's particularly kind of a big one coming up, which is kind of bringing together a lot of the student unions across the country, and we'll be kind of talking about that a lot next week. And it's for all of our students, regardless of fee status, level of study, or kind of anything else. It's for all of our students to be involved in, and and we are fighting for all of our students to receive fee refunds, reimbursements, fee reductions, that kind of stuff. And it won't be fair if only one group of students gets it. So there's lots more to talk about with fees. So maybe that'll be a main feature next week. Who knows? Depends on what else comes up. And so now we'll be moving on to the Provost to-do list, which is our priority for this week.
Cool. Okay, so the Provost to-do list, what does that mean? So this was a little project that I started up towards the end of last year. A big part of the reason why I ran and what I wanted to achieve this year was making decision-making at UCL kind of more accessible to students, giving students a sense of transparency, making sure that the Provost is accountable to the students. And so I thought this project would kind of really work to achieve those goals. And so what we did is we asked you, the students, what is it that you want to see the new Provost, Dr. Michael Spence, do at UCL? What are the main issues that UCL students are facing here, be it long-term, short-term, bit of both? So we asked you that. We got hundreds of responses from your students, our reps. We basically compiled this into the most important issues, and we made a top 10 list, which we presented to the Provost. So this is what I like to call the to-do list for the Provost. We presented it to him, so it included things like personalised teaching, tuition fee refunds, decolonising the curriculum, ending the mental health crisis at UCL, making more support structures in place for specific groups of students. It was really comprehensive. You can read it on the website, and he was really, he really took it well. I think he found it quite useful to see what students want, what students feel, and we're going to be meeting with him again in the next week or so, and we're going to basically work to kind of create like an action plan to address these issues that we've raised. So read the to-do list on the website. You can get an idea of what it is that we're fighting for, what it is that we want the Provost to do, and let us know if you have any questions or anything else you want to raise.
Yeah, absolutely. We felt that it was really important to kind of present the current things that students want changed at UCL with the and to introduce that to the Provost almost as soon as he arrived, and kind of a massive thank you to everyone who got involved in that, and kind of the members of staff who really kind of helped us shape this over the last few weeks. And yeah, like as Ayman said, it was really well received by Michael Spence, and hopefully he won't mind me saying this, but he said that everything on this is doable. might not be kind of in the short term, but it's definitely something that, well, there's nothing on there that he'd be opposed to working on in the long term, which I think is a really positive thing.
Okay, so thank you, Ayman and Carol. This is a really important piece of work, and we will keep our members updated on this. So now we are going to jump to an interview with Drama Soc. So over to Carol and Drama Society.
Okay, first off, welcome and thank you all for joining the group chat this week. So let's chat about Drama Society. So would you just like to go around and introduce yourself? So do you want to start top left?
Hi, my name is Bore. I'm the producer of Drama Society's upcoming show, The Unexpected Man.
Hello. Sorry. Hello, I'm Sole. I'm the director of The Unexpected Man.
Hiya, I am Dipali and I'm Drama Soc's head of volunteering and outreach.
And hi, I'm Lewis. I'm the Drama Society's president for this year.
Well, fantastic. Again, thank you all for joining us. So tonight at 7, you're performing a new piece, The Unexpected Man. So could you tell us what the play is about and how you're doing this in a socially distanced way? And just before you kind of start to answer that, I will say there is a fantastic blooper reel on your page, which I kind of watched just before this, and I'm really excited to view it. There was even a mention of Harry Potter, and I was like, yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that was a bit about hair gel.
Yeah.
The Unexpected Man is a play about two people who go on a train journey together, and they realize that by pure chance they have a really strong connection with one another. And as the play unravels, we sort of get to know them and get to know this connection and why it happens, why it's there. And one of the characters, Martha, has to sort of gain up the courage to tell the other character that she's a huge fan of his books, and that's sort of the underlying theme that's going on there. And in terms of how we did it in a socially distanced manner, well, there were a lot of change of plans throughout the process. But the end result that you're going to see is a series of self-tapes that our actors have shot in their rooms, and that then we, with the prop team and an editor, Alexia, amazing, we all edited it together and sort of made more of a movie rather than a shot performance in the end.
Oh, fantastic. And you can kind of see a bit of that in the blooper reel as well. So you kind of really get kind of to see what's happening behind the Teams call, maybe, I don't know.
Yes,
so what it's been,
we held rehearsals over Zoom, and we get to see a little bit of that in the bloopers reel.
Yeah, fantastic. So what has it been like in Drama Society since, well, last March, since, the world almost ended? And what have you been going through yourselves?
I think drama is, as all art styles, we struggle because drama is all about energy and it's all about people. And this all sort of virtual sort of world makes it very difficult for people to connect and for us to really have that sort of energy, that release, which, we're known for in drama. But saying that, we've got a really fantastic committee and members who are passionate about putting on drama, even, through all these hardship and through these difficult times. I know Dipali was quite involved with the Pride Festival, so I don't know whether she wants to have a chat about that.
Yeah, sure. So, as Lewis said, it's been very different this year, understandably, and we have kind of, in some aspects, lost the kind of typical audience performer connection. But it's also introduced loads of opportunities for new and innovative ways of creating theatre. We put on a Pride 2020 show this December, and it was essentially a group of monologues and duologues and prose and poetry that our Drama Soc members performed and kind of worked on alongside directors. We compiled them all together into a kind of movie of sorts and streamed it live on December the 4th. And it was really quite exciting because there were different ways to edit performances. Our first piece was someone called Udoka who got up really close to the camera, and it was exciting and challenging and a way to, I guess, establish a sense of community that might have otherwise been lost.
Yeah, absolutely. Community is so important, particularly in the last year, and it's really fantastic to hear kind of the to kind of butcher a Jurassic Park quote. Art always finds a way. So, kind of, do you like to say anything else about how you've been able to keep your members engaged and kind of create opportunities for them to really kind of get involved in Drama Society this year?
Yeah, I think the key thing is that we are constantly having new opportunities. So we've got our new writing festival coming up next. Well, the audition will be opening up next week. But effectively, we've not only got writers from UCL, but we'll be opening up for producers, for actors, for directors. So a huge range of different roles within drama. I think a lot of people will see drama as like this truly just acting or just these thespians, but it is so much more than that. You need the people to actually create the drama, to to do all the what enables the drama to happen, I guess. I've been constantly using this quote by Peter Brook, which you take an empty space, and so long as there's someone watching it, then drama can happen, and that really has been the ethos for us this year. It is, so long as we have an audience there, it doesn't matter what space that we use, whether we're in person or virtual or whatever. So long as we have an audience, we can make drama. And we can really, change people for the better and change the world for the better.
I absolutely love that. It's so true. It's so true. Thank you so much. And so, kind of just to finish, would you guys like to say anything else about kind of Drama Society or about The Unexpected Man? And could someone say where we can watch it?
Yes. So it's going to be, there's a sign-up link in the Facebook event where you can get free tickets. And if you sign up for a ticket, you'll get the link emailed to you, and you'll be able to log in and watch the show live at 7:00 tonight.
Fantastic. And does anybody have anything else to say before I wrap things up here? Okay. Just making sure that kind of just giving you all the opportunities possible. Okay, brilliant.
Yeah, I guess,
go ahead.
Sorry. Check out our new writing festival, which is happening this weekend for auditions, and that's our next big going on. So keep an eye on Drama Soc.
Brilliant. So they can see kind of the ending of a project with The Unexpected Man, and kind of if they really enjoyed that, then they can get involved in the next one with this new writing thing. Fantastic.
Definitely.
Okay, so again, a massive thank you to Drama Society for joining us today. I'll definitely be getting or emailing in to get that link so that I can see The Unexpected Man tonight, and hopefully I'll see a few of our viewers there as well. So again, a massive thank you. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy the premiere, although I'm not sure if you have your kind of premiere parties that normally happen, maybe over Zoom. But yeah, so again, huge thank you, and see you tonight.
Thank you so much for having us on.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Carol, and thank you to Drama Society. Be sure to check their Facebook for the link to get your tickets. And now, here are the events coming up. So all of these events are listed on our What's On calendar. So head there for the links, tickets, and information. So the first is the launch of UCL Modo Fashion Society's magazine, which is today, 6 p.m. So UCL Modo Fashion will be hosting their magazine launch event, and they've got a special guest, Meredith Kopit-Levien, the CEO of the New York Times. They've even got a competition running for the best dressed attendee. The competition is based around the theme of urban decay, so however you interpret this. All are welcome, and that includes friends and family of UCL students and staff. And now that hearing that there is a competition, I might even join myself, not to mention a very VIP guest there tonight. And the next event will come from Carol.
Yep, so last week we interviewed one of the members of student staff heavily involved in planning This Girl Can Week, which is this week. And so this event is kind of from that. So there's the This Girl Can Women's Only Online Workout with Hajni, and that's on Saturday, the 30th of January. So just it's tomorrow. God, I forgot it was Friday. So this is actually the last event for This Girl Can Week, which is a toning workout with Hajni, a qualified instructor and personal trainer at Bloomsbury Fitness. So Jim's actually been to some of her classes, obviously not the women's only ones, and he's mentioned to a few of us that they're really good to go to. So just pop along if you're free. The class is only 30 minutes long, and yeah, fantastic way to kind of move your body, and it's on a weekend, so you don't have to do it after studying all day, hopefully, fingers crossed. And the next event is going to come from Ayman.
Yeah, so on Monday, Pi Media, they're going to be hosting basically a panel event called Fighting Contemporary Anti-Semitism Online, and it's just going to discuss how anti-Semitism manifests online and thoughts on how, you know, it's presented in the media. It's quite a pertinent event, you know. It's just in the, we had Holocaust Remembrance, International Holocaust Remembrance Day the other day, so definitely if you're free, tune in.
We also have, well, Rare FM will be hosting a talk and Q&A with Marco, the Vice President of EMEA Sales and Multi-Market Global Sales at Spotify. So as an alumnus of UCL, he's coming to talk about his career in the TV and digital industry spanning 3 decades. So quite a few big names coming to virtual campus this week.
Yeah.
Carol, do you want to introduce the next one?
Yeah, so then kind of the last event highlight is supporting students with caring responsibilities, and that's on Thursday the 4th of February. And so the Student Parents and Carers Society are holding a discussion on how UCL is supporting students with caring responsibilities, also on how kind of UCL policies can help students during COVID-19 and the latest lockdown. So if you're interested, if you're a student with caring responsibilities, join them for the discussion on Thursday.
All right, thank you. So quite a few interesting events happening over the next week. Obviously, there's probably a lot more going on, so check Instagram. We'll kind of repost about those. And from Monday, look out for our LGBT plus History Month events. And next week, we'll have the LGBT plus network on the show to talk about all of it. Also, look out for Ilyas's email in your inbox on Monday morning with everything happening next week. And check out the What's On calendar. So I think that's it for today's show. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for our guests for coming along and speaking to us.
Yeah, and a huge thank you to Film and TV Society, and a big shout out to Diego for all of the incredible work he does on the group chat.
Definitely. Couldn't do it without Diego. Tech whiz.
Absolutely. So yeah, huge thank you to everyone for watching, for everyone who got involved, all the support we get to do this. See you next time, hopefully with a bit more good news. Fingers crossed.